Hey everyone, George here. Back with a. I guess this is a glitch. Well, not a glitch in the sense that something software side is occurring, but more in that this is unintentional by Game Freak. You weren't intended to be able to do what I'm about to do. This is probably one of my favorite little unintended mechanics in the whole of Fire Red and Leaf Green. I pretty much do it every time I play now. But basically, we are going to get to Mew's truck. So a prerequisite for this, you cannot obtain cut from the sea captain aboard the SS Anne. So right after you defeat Misty and you gain access to Vermilion, you can basically clear out the SS Anne, do whatever you want, beat the rival, just make sure you don't obtain cut. And you'd be thinking, George, how am I going to get to Surge? Well, that's the fun part. You're going to need another copy of the game, or a friend or a buddy, to trade over a Pokemon that already knows cut. And once that's done, in my case, I had my buddy Gabe trade me over an Oddish that knew cut from his Fire Red over to my Leaf Green. That way I was able to actually beat Surge and progress the game. And up until you get access to the HM for Surf, which we have here. And you, of course, have to defeat Koga. But now that we have all of that, as you can see, when I walk down here, the NPC is going to look for my ticket. He's going to see that I have the SS Anne ticket, and seeing that, you'll know the SS Anne is still here. If I were to go up and go to the captain and get the HM for Surf, he would basically, the boat would go away, I'd be forced back out, and I wouldn't be able to access this area. But now that I have this area with Surf, I can just walk up to the water and start surfing. And we can see Mew's truck. Unfortunately, there aren't any text boxes that appear when you're interacting with it pressing A. I'm using pixel art Kraft mac and cheese controller. Love this controller. Highly recommend you get one. They're actually compatible with Teslas, believe it or not. So, that's a truck fact for you, I guess. If we go down here, I'm sure a lot of you know, there is a lava cookie. And currently, as of time of recording, that is the only way to get a lava cookie in this game. It says Lava Ridge Town. Obviously, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald have not been released for the Switch yet. As of recording, it is March 31st. I've had this open for a while. I've just finally decided to record it before I kind of have to get cut from the sea captain to be able to have access to the Sevi Islands. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Can't go that way. There's these potted plants in the way. But yeah, I think the first time I did this was on a physical copy of Leaf Green. And in that copy, I have like 5 or 6 copies of physical Leaf Green that I've collected over the years. Down here, this is just some big open water. And I'm not encountering anything, which is interesting. You know what? While I'm here, let's try a little fishing. Just to kind of see what would happen. Oh, no kidding. I can catch something here. All right. I'll take a star, you. But yeah, this is one of my favorite glitches, just because beyond the whole thing of, seeing Mew's truck, you get the lava cookie. It's just a really cool thing to do. I don't want to kill you, actually. I think everything will kill you. I do have, as you can see, I do have the Master Ball at this point. I actually just defeated Sabrina, so that's how far I've been able to get into the game, all without having the HM for cut. But let's name this guy Orleans. Why not? Yeah, the one thing about this controller is the buttons are kind of clicky and loud, but they're very comfortable, very satisfying to push. But as you can see, I beat the rival. I can just walk in and out whenever I want. And if I leave, I can always just go right back in because I have the ticket, but I have not acquired cut. So for places like getting between Cerulean and Rock Tunnel, I had to have that cut Pokemon in my party with me. Couldn't just teach to someone else. And if I go into my bag right now, if I go and check my TMs, you'll see I don't have cut. I'm pressing up. I have everything but cut. So yeah, that's how you get the lava cookie. That is the unfortunate reality of this from like a completionist perspective. I've been doing some pickup farming with a team of Meowths. That is an unfortunate kind of aspect of this from a completionist standpoint. If you get cut from Captain Stern on your first visit to the SS Anne, you cannot get that lava cookie. You're sort of locked out of it from there. But, you know, you could do a little photo shoot while you're here kind of thing. Act out an isekai opening shot or whatever, you know. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool reference. And that is how you get to it. You don't need to do any kind of external editing, no exploits. Obviously, this is on a Switch. This is on my Scarlet Violet OLED model. And while there is potential save editing things you can do with a modded Switch, you would have to mod your Switch to be able to do that because I believe the save files for this game, you can't just get to them from the SD card. You would need an external program to extract your save file to that micro SD in order to like get it onto a computer. I love that I'm gesturing to the left because my computer's to the left off camera. But yeah, that is Mew's truck. Hope you found this interesting. Hope you liked the tutorial. The next time you start a new game and play a new file on these, have another game on standby or get a buddy, get a friend to lend you a Pokemon with cut so that you can do this. Yeah, absolutely worth it just to have the clout of, oh, I've been to Mew's truck in these remakes and get your currently, as of recording, one-time lava cookie from Lava Ridge Town. But yeah. I don't know if you notice the team. I am doing a mono rock run. Oh, he had a Stardust. Adamant. Nice. Okay. We'll illuminate. That's good. I actually just, little brag here, I did just get the lucky egg last night using, shout out to Professor Rex and his Safari Zone tool for helping me catch Chanseys. But I'm doing a mono rock team. Yes, they are all named after coffees. I call it Cafe Beatdown. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.